I also like critical thinking. Okay. And that's one area that a lot of our young people lack. Okay. They don't know how to think. Okay. So they don't know how to think critically, and they don't like intellectual debates. Now, if we don't engage in this kind of mental banter, where are we going? Where are we going? If we can, somebody says something that will make us, wait a minute, let me think about that. And you come up.
Let me push back. Let me push back on that.
See, we don't engage in those things. Okay. Many of us just consume rhetoric and we pour it out. And we can't even think deeper on those things. So where are we going if we don't engage in intellectual debates, critical thinking? What do you think is a solution?
Well, I like to look at it that we live in an era where, yes, first and foremost, I would like to agree with you that we have a dearth of people who like to engage in intellectual discussions. But it's still a fall-off of our history from slavery as far back as the trans-Saharan slave trade,
okay,
up to colonialism, up to this present era.
Yeah.
Before now, Africa used to be known as a hub for intellectuals.
Yeah.
Writing was discovered in Egypt. Papyrus was discovered in Egypt. First university was discovered in Africa as well. Writing was discovered in Africa as well. Critical thinking and all of that. But then you have the dehumanization of the blacks, especially during the slavery period and the colonization period. But shortly after that, this might not really settle down well with you, but shortly after that, you also had religion.
Okay. No, I'm not averse to agree on that point.
But yes, but you know what religion does? Religion is that it gives you a script that you must follow, and you cannot argue. Because if you argue, if you argue, it means that you're disobeying, and therefore you have a special place somewhere where you're going to just burn and just keep burning and keep burning.
Chidi, so let me tell you something. Yeah. As a teenager, when my friend told me she was born again, I told her, "Hey, I will look into this," and I started going to fellowship in school. And unfortunately, as a son of teachers, I've learned to ask questions, and I started asking my pastors questions. Okay, I ask questions. I go to different churches and I ask them questions, to the extent that they put me in front of the church with several pastors surrounding me, trying to cast the demon out of me. So that's a little bit of my stories about the church.
Okay. So that's just my comment isn't really to cast aspersion. I'm just saying these are the fallout of what religion has brought to us. It has made us intellectually docile. But and when you begin to through challenges and critically think, people are bound to see you as somebody who is mentally deranged or somebody who is a social deviant. But the truth of the matter is that we cannot keep mute. We need to keep bringing this conversation up on board. I listened to a guy called Seth Godin. I think he's a renowned author. He writes a lot of books.
Okay.
And talk about climate change.
Okay.
Now, the debate about climate change is a topic for another day.
Yeah, of course.
You can debate completely different. But there's something I picked from when I logged on to his event. He talked about the importance of debates.
Yeah.
Because I could feel like I know something. But once I bring it up to the open and with every other person critically analyzes that, I'll drop some of what I think I knew and take what other people think, what other people, superior arguments. People bring different arguments to the table, superior argument, and we'll all learn. But the beauty of it all is that when you strike that awareness, it's going to lead to something that will bring about change.
Yeah.
Because we are all influenced by rhetorics, narratives, stories, beliefs. And how do you change a belief system? It is by when you bring out superior arguments.
Yeah.
This is what I think, and this is what the other person thinks, and we all bring it out to the table.
Yeah.
And so one more thing one more issue I think that religion has brought and has really crippled Africa is that there's a whole lot of egotism or egocentrism when it comes to religion. And that means we debating that our God, there's no God like our God. Our God is that God. And you cannot tell me that my belief is wrong.
Yeah.
Because my belief is supreme. It's more superior than your own belief.
Yeah.
So there's no point where we can come down together and really look at things together. So we are not always engaging on that level. But on a final point, look at countries around the world. Look at countries around the world who encourage rigorous academic debates or rigorous academic exercises.
Yeah.
You can see how far they've gone.
Yep.
Even in our personal, you can look at India. Name all the multinationals in the world.
Yeah. CEOs, Indians.
You have an Indian who is a CEO. Look at China. Look at Japan. Look at Thailand. Look at Singapore. Heavily invested in education.
Yep.
Education used to be Africans' heritage. If you go back to when the Moors colonized Europe, Spain, and Portugal, they were the ones that brought education into Europe. And as
I don't know about that.
I'm giving you fact that you can go and verify. Do your research. Don't take my words for it. It took in fact, as of the time when this southern part of Europe was blossoming, northern part of Europe, they weren't doing so well because they were not so used to education.
No, it took a long time for them.
It took a while before education infiltrated from southern Europe to northern Europe.
See, southern Europe, it goes back to the Mediterranean. Okay, so that region is very crucial to human civilization.
It's the hub.
See exactly. Okay, northern Africa, southern Europe, Western Asia is the hub of human civilization.
Now let me tell you, even the whole of civilization. There's a place in Africa called Nubia.
Yeah.
And when people argue and they give us their folklore, their own stories of how their ethnicity came to be. Some of us just listen because these stories have its own entertaining side and educational side. Right? But most of us down this way, what they call sub-Saharan Africa, most of us in this part of, most of us are from that place, that area of Sudan called Nubia, historically. Okay? And there's even an argument that even ancient Egypt, that papyrus was discovered, that education was discovered, that all of these things was discovered. You even had migration, people migrating from Nubia northwards. Okay, but the whole argument that we are having today is that education, critical thinking, public debates are very important. In fact, somebody came to my status and said that Africans are still in the talking stage. I'm like, this is the most important stage.
See, that's something that will never die. You see,
talking is the most important stage.
That talking, I will tell you a little bit about my story. 11 years ago, I had a stroke, and I lost the ability to speak. Okay, I lost ability to speak. I had serious difficulty articulating my thoughts. Okay, see, the way I speak today is learned. This is my normal speaking pattern. Okay, I still struggle to pronounce words. I still struggle to find the right words to express myself. Okay, so this is not my old self. Okay, but what am I saying? I'm speaking today, and I believe the reason why I'm speaking today was that because to me, speaking was life. The ability to speak, to me, is life itself. Okay, so I focused on it. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm still physically disabled, but the ability to speak
is important.
Oh my God. Yeah. So